People are relocating to West Michigan. In fact, Grand Rapids as a whole is continuously one of the hottest spots in the Midwest for people to relocate to. We certainly have more people coming into town than going out of town. But one of the questions we often get is, what should we be researching when we're thinking about relocating across the country, or we're thinking about coming from the east side of the state to the west side of the state? What are the high-level things that we should be researching? Today we're going to break that down for you. We're going to give you a little roadmap of things to research, Google, you name it, dive into. And just want to, of course, introduce myself. I'm Josh May with May Group Realtors, RE/MAX of Grand Rapids. And we live in this community. We love this community. We're running around this community, helping everybody understand all the positive reasons to live here. And of course, like I said in this video, all the things that you need to think about. So let's get right into it. Okay, so listen, I understand. This is how these conversations go typically. You're hanging out with some friends, some family, you're sitting there, you're talking about where you're gonna relocate to, you're thinking about West Michigan, you're thinking about Grand Rapids, and then you're asking yourself again, where do I start? So let's start with job opportunities. One of the most common conversations we have with people relocating to West Michigan is, hey Josh, how are the jobs? How are the opportunities? Who is actually in Grand Rapids? What are the businesses that are thriving in West Michigan? And how does the employment look? We get that a lot. So number one thing you want to dive into when you're doing your research is, what job opportunities are in West Michigan? How stable are these companies? Are there more people coming into West Michigan than leaving West Michigan? The job opportunity needs to be an important part of your research phase of relocating to West Michigan. Okay, so next thing you want to type into that computer is your cost of living or affordability index. Let's do some research on this. I can tell you West Michigan as a whole ranks in a great position. We're more affordable, I should say, than the average as far as the US population goes. But things you want to look into are obviously housing costs, transportation costs, grocery costs, healthcare costs. Just do some research on, does West Michigan make sense from an affordability standpoint from your current living situation? Okay, so still typing away, and we're moving into number 3. And what we want to look into is average home values in the area, median home values, and actually inventory levels, current inventory levels, options, price ranges in a particular location. You can do so much research online as far as housing and housing availability in your new city, specifically West Michigan. If you're relocating to West Michigan, of course, we can answer any questions. But that's going to be another big thing you want to look into is, what is going to be your next living situation? Are you comfortable with that price range? So housing values, availability, price ranges is really going to be an important part of your search here. So another thing I want you to think about, and honestly, many people do not think about this in my experiences, is really looking at the changes in their taxes. Now there's multiple levels here, right? So you've got state income tax. In many cases, you've got a city income tax you need to be aware of, you want to research. And then you also want to look into property taxes. Property taxes as a whole are going to vary from neighborhood to neighborhood, township to township, city to city. But look at those 3 different levels. And the state income tax is going to vary a lot all over the country. City income taxes, some cities have them in West Michigan, some cities don't. And then property taxes are certainly going to vary on location. So I'm going to really recommend you look into those items as far as changes in taxes. Okay, so a question we get all the time, which we want you guys to research. If you are moving a family with children, you're certainly going to want to understand the schools in West Michigan. And you can do all your research online as far as West Michigan schools go. There's plenty of resources there, but certainly that is going to be a big piece of this. Size of school, location of school, school rankings, and what is going to make the most sense for your family. So again, going back to that search term, definitely check out the schools while you're thinking about relocating. Another thing we want you to think about in general is overall healthcare. The quality of the healthcare, the amount of hospitals, the proximity of hospitals, just the ease of family physicians, and the area, is it known for being a great healthcare driven community. And I can tell you specifically, of course, West Michigan is, but if I'm doing my research on relocating into a city, into a community, I'm definitely researching healthcare just to make sure there's going to be plenty of opportunities to take care of my family. So think about healthcare as you're doing your research here. Okay, so one of the other things I want you to think about is in relocating across the city or the state is the cultural community, the aspects of the culture of a community, community groups, things that you're going to be drawn towards in your new community in West Michigan. That can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but there's plenty of research you should do on how you're going to thrive in the culture of a community. It could be the entertainment aspect, it could be the food aspect, it could be friendship aspect. There's so many different things that you can look into as far as the culture of a community. So let's keep doing that research. Okay, so transportation, another thing to at least be aware of. If I'm relocating across the country, I want to understand, especially if I'm coming from the West Coast, if I'm coming from California, if I come to Grand Rapids, if I come to West Michigan and I understand that I'm not going to have to sit in my car, that's going to be amazing. How are the commute times? How is the traffic getting in and around the city? These are all things that I'm researching. That's actually one of the reasons I love Grand Rapids in West Michigan, because I'm never stuck in traffic and it's very easy to get around the city. So that's just a quality of life thing. You want to understand your commute, the transportation aspects of your new community, and this is certainly something that you can research. So recreational activities in and around the area, that is going to be something you're going to want to take a look into. You don't want to move into an area and you don't really have anything leisurely fun to do. We want to get outdoors and enjoy your community. So one of the things that I'm definitely looking into if I'm relocating across the country, across the state, is what's there to do outside? What are the recreational activities? Are we going to the lakeshore? Are we going hiking? Are we going biking? Are we playing golf? You name it, you want to have these opportunities, so you want to know what's in the immediate area, and this is certainly something you'll want to research. Okay, so understanding your new climate while doing the research on relocating to an area, I mean, that is really important. For example, if you're coming in from Texas to West Michigan, well, I'll tell you, your December and January is going to look a little different. And what I mean by that, in West Michigan, we certainly have 4 seasons. 4 incredible seasons. That's why people love it here. But if you're coming from different parts of the country, like I said, you might have to have 4 seasons. Your weather patterns might be different, maybe colder, maybe warmer, depending on where you're coming. Something, again, that's really easy to research and be prepared for. So check out the climate of the community. Moving logistics. How is the move going to work out? And I can tell you from my experiences and talking to a lot of people, that's often one of the most stressful parts of the equation. I mean, we've talked about a lot of different things here, but when it boils down to it, when you're relocating yourself or your family across the country, your moving logistics is critical to the part of the process, to taking the stress out of the equation. So you definitely want to research easiest ways to relocate, move into West Michigan. There's plenty of opportunities as far as national moving companies, local moving companies, home organizers, certainly vendor lists of people that can prep your new home, and we would obviously be happy to help you with that. We understand that that is such a big piece of this conversation, is what are the logistics of moving into town. So plenty of research to do there. Okay, so all of these conversations we just had were just meant to give you some preliminary research ideas. Maybe you're not sold on an area, maybe you are, maybe you're in the beginning phases of doing this research. But at some point, if you do decide to make the move, and specifically to West Michigan, and you've done all this research and you know it's going to happen, one of the next steps is honestly contacting a realtor. And I know this obviously because I am a realtor, but I have conversations with people relocating into town all the time. And people get to a point where they just need that one-on-one help with a professional. You know, they've done all the research, they know West Michigan is the place, and then it's a question of, okay, what's the next steps? How do we make this easy? What are we looking for? How are we setting up our search? How are we getting into the tour process? And how are we going to make this seamless transition into West Michigan. So contacting a professional, contacting a realtor like ourselves will definitely give you an edge up on making this process easy. So just wanted to end it there. I really hope that you guys got some ideas of things to think about. You know, we can get into, and we've shot tons of content on all the great reasons to move to West Michigan, but this video is just more generalized, giving you things to think about as far as high-level topics, things you're going to want to research in thinking about relocating across the country, relocating across the state. And then again, like I said, once you do make that decision, we are 100% happy to help. So we love bringing you content. And of course, if you guys have any other things to think about as far as relocating, put it in the comments. We'd love for you to subscribe. And certainly there's plenty of ways to get a hold of us. I'm going to put up our website right here, web address. You can certainly go to our website and get a little bit more content on who we are. We've got all of our videos there, certainly on YouTube, all that good stuff. So hope you guys have a great day. We'll keep bringing you more info. See ya.